Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope everyone's having a really good week, and I hope that everything has been going really well for all of you. This week, I thought we could talk a little bit about apologies. We all, at some point in our life, have to apologize to somebody else for something that maybe that we have done, to apologize for our actions, or somebody in our lives has done something that they need to apologize to us for. So I thought we could kind of focus a little bit about the importance of apologies and kind of what they are. So to kind of start with, I want to talk a little bit about why an apology is important. Why do we even have them, and why do we do them? Well, one reason is it's something that we do to be polite. It's part of being showing manners and being polite to other people. It's also a way of showing respect to others around us and to being respectful to the people that maybe we have hurt or that have hurt us. It's a way that we can show respect to the people that are in our lives and within our circles. When we apologize to someone or someone apologizes to us, that also shows that we care about them. We care about their feelings, and whoever is doing that apology is taking responsibility for their actions. If we have harmed somebody else or have done something, with making that apology, we're taking responsibility for our actions. Or on the other side, if somebody is apologizing to you, they're owning up and taking responsibility for their actions as well too. So let's take a little bit more into what apologies are and get a little bit more in depth with some of those different things. When we apologize to someone, it means that we are expressing our regret for something that we did. We are saying that we are taking responsibility for what we have done that may have hurt them or harmed them, and reflecting on what our own actions are, and we're really working to make a change to improve those things in the future. When we are making a true apology, we're trying to right what we've done wrong, to keep that relationship strong, and showing that we really do care and respect for another person, or that we really do care and respect that other person. When we apologize to someone, we want to make sure that we are showing all of those things, because sometimes that apology you might feel like doesn't mean anything. So these are ways that can help us to know for sure that when we are apologizing to someone, it truly is heartfelt and it truly is meaning something to the other person. One way that we're going to do that to make sure is we're going to reflect on our actions. So if we have done something, we're going to think about how our actions contributed to that problem. We are going to take ownership and responsibility for what our actions were that we have done to somebody else. Maybe those actions weren't the only cause of why they're upset, the sole cause for what's going on, but we're going to take responsibility for what our role is in that situation. What I mean is you can kind of look at yourself and ask the question, even if it was someone else that also contributed to the problem, what was just my specific role in this situation? You know, another person's perspective is going to be different than yours in some ways, so you have to take a look at what maybe how they're perceiving that situation as well as how you perceive that situation. And when you apologize, you are really taking responsibility for what your actions were in that situation, and thinking about how you feel as well as how that other person feels as well. When we take responsibility and we just go up to say to someone and say, I'm sorry, that I'm sorry doesn't always mean anything. It's just words if you don't have a reasoning with it. It's just words or a phrase that has no meaning. When we want to make sure that that apology does have meaning, we want to make sure that we are taking responsibility for what we've done, looking to make that change in the future, and really recognizing what our role is in the responsibility of that situation. So when we say I'm sorry, it's important to make sure that you are sincere, maybe identifying what you're sorry for. So instead of going up to someone and just saying, I'm sorry, maybe you would say, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings when I called you a name. Or I apologize for not picking you and having you come with us out for ice cream. You need to take responsibility for what your actions were that made that other person feel hurt, feel sad, or whatever the situation may be. Other words and phrases that you can kind of use, I'm sorry for, it was disrespectful of me, I was wrong, I feel terrible, I should have taken that ownership and just saying, that was my fault, I'm sorry, I should have done whatever. When you use words like that, you are identifying what your role was in that situation. Things that we do kind of also have to think about that is when we are using those words and taking that responsibility, we're not making it an excuse. What I mean by that is maybe we would say, I'm sorry, but I was tired. I'm sorry, but I was running late. When we use a word like but, that's kind of throwing in an excuse. Don't throw that word but in there and make an excuse afterwards. Keep it going with, I am sorry for, I apologize for. And you're really then making sure that you're identifying your responsibility in the situation instead of making an excuse for that situation. Another part of being respectful to other people when you apologize is making sure that you're listening. Many times we've talked about being active listeners, and this even is just as true now too. When you are apologizing for something, you need to make sure that you are listening to the other person, listening to what their feelings are, listening to how they feel, letting them express their emotions. You have to listen to their side. Whether you are the one that would be the one apologizing or not apologizing, no matter what side of that is you're on, I don't like to use the word side, but no matter which part of the situation you have there, you still have to listen. That communication between two people or a group of people, whatever the case may be, you have to be open and making sure that you are listening to somebody else without interruption and really actively listening to their feelings, their emotions, and how that has affected them too. Also, they should be listening to how it is affecting you. You should be able to have time to express your emotions and your feelings as well too. Now, the biggest part of an apology is making sure that you have forgiveness, but that you have change that comes with it. So if I say, I'm sorry that I called you a name, okay, but just because I apologized for that now, then tomorrow I shouldn't be doing the same thing. I have to learn from that mistake. I have to learn from that apology that I've just done. If I apologize today for calling you a name, and then I do the same action tomorrow, and then I do the same action in a couple days from then, those apologies don't really mean anything anymore. Again, that's where we talk about where they are just words. They're just a phrase. If you truly mean what you are saying, you have to make that change in the future. You have to better yourself or better other people too, and not repeat that same issue consistently, or whatever you're taking responsibility for. So be prepared to work with somebody about how you can make your apology, identify what your problem is, and make that change to come in the future. A couple of things too that we sometimes associate with apologies that really are not true, just to kind of close up with today. Sometimes they say, apologizing is just as simple as saying I'm sorry. That again is kind of what we've been talking about this whole time today. The words I'm sorry are just words. If you truly do not complete your apology by identifying what you are sorry for, taking your responsibility in the situation and making that change in the future so that it is not consistently repeated, they're just words. So apologizing is not as simple as saying I'm sorry. You have to truly mean the words that you're saying. Another myth that people talk about is apologizing will make you look weak or that you're not very strong. An apology shows that you are secure enough or that you are confident enough in the person that you are to own up to what you've done wrong. We all make mistakes. Every single one of us, each and every day. We make numerous mistakes throughout the day. It's when we can identify what those mistakes are, make that change, and truly apologize for what we've done and change that action. It shows that you have respect for yourself, and it also shows that you have respect for somebody else. And sometimes people will also say, well, love means you never have to say you're sorry. Apologies can be important to you, whether you love someone, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a friend, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. An apology communicates truly, no matter who that other person is, that you care about them and that you want them to feel better. So, I want you to kind of think a little bit about today, about apologies, how you apologize to other people, and how people apologize to you. Really identify what you're feeling, your emotions, your reactions, and if you are the person apologizing, I do challenge you, please take ownership for what you have done in that situation, and make sure you have a plan for the future. Don't repeat the same actions. Don't just have these words, I'm sorry, be just words. Really identify what the situation is and how you can make that change in the future. All right. It's been a great week. I enjoyed seeing all of you, and I enjoy seeing you again soon to talk about this. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.